it's Megan. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we are going to do an ab and inner thigh workout. So we're just going to focus on our core and our inner thighs using the magic circle, or I like to call it the ring of fire, Pilates ring, whatever. So you're definitely going to need one of these. We're going to use our long box, but if you don't have a box, I'm pretty sure, like 90% sure, that you can still do the exercises without the box in that version of it. So grab your ring, set yourself up. Let's go ahead, let's make it heavy. We're not going to move the carriage, we just want the carriage to stay still actually at this point. So I'm just making my springs heavy. I'm putting too heavy and a light on just for right now. And then I'm going to grab my ring and I'm going to slowly come onto my back. Just a reminder, I'm about 10 weeks postpartum. So we are going to start with a lot of core. So please make sure that you are safe doing core work if you are postpartum, just like I am. So let's get started. So I'm going to slowly roll on down onto my back, and we're just going to warm up the core and get into our inner thighs right here. So I'm going to have your head rest down right now. It's probably best to keep it down. I'm going to take my ring and I'm going to place it right above my knees, okay? And make sure it's there where you can really get a good firm grip on it with your thighs here, okay? Heels on the bar. Before we get started, let's go ahead. You found that neutral position right here. So when you're laying here neutral, you should have like an S curve of your spine, a natural curve of your spine, but you can fit like a little grape underneath that low back, okay? So that's a neutral spine. So what we want to do, let's walk our feet in just a little bit, come a little bit further in than hip distance apart. So now you're starting to put real tension on that ring. So you want to start elongating it, activating those inner thighs here, okay? Press through those thighs. And then let's go ahead, you can bring your arms back towards you and you can grab onto your shoulder blocks. From here, we're going to go ahead and go into that posterior tilt. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to think about bringing my pubic bone closer to my belly button. So you'll see that slight little shift. Now my low back has met the reformer. There's no gap there. And as I bring my feet to tabletop, I have my whole core engaged. Low back's on the carriage, core's engaged, inner thighs are engaged. Hands are holding onto your shoulder block bars just to kind of help you hold on. You can let your elbows fall wide, and then from here, squeezing that inner thighs together, we're going to just drop our hips towards that left side, okay? Keep your shoulders squared and glued to that carriage, but feel the inner thighs engage here, and then exhale as you come up. So inner thighs and core is working hard right now just to warm up the obliques, get into the core, activating those inner thighs. Use your breath. So let's inhale, dropping towards that left side, through that nose, nice and slow. And then exhale, as you use the core to bring it back to starting position. Other side, inhale, drop. Keep your shoulders squared. Don't let those come off the carriage. You can let your back. And then exhale back. Let's do it one more time on each side. Try to keep those inner thighs engaged. And then inhale, other side, squeezing that ring. And then exhale back to starting position. And then heels on the bar, back into that neutral spine. Good. So inner thighs should be activated now, guys. Your core should be getting warmed up here. From here, that's how we have our headrest down. So if your headrest isn't down, go ahead and drop that. Now placing our hands by our side, still squeezing that ring, okay? So still activating that inner thighs, heels on that bar. We're gonna do a nice little shoulder bridge. So push through those heels, lifting up one vertebrae at a time. Think about reaching your knees forward toward that wall in front of you. Relaxing that chest plate here, okay? We're not high up like this. Rib cage is still on that reformer. Try not to move that reformer. Keep it docked and just press through those heels, squeezing those glutes, still squeezing that ring, activating those inner thighs. Stay there. Now keep that ring nice and squeezed. Don't let your inner thighs move. Keep that ring squeezed. And we're just gonna slowly roll on down, one vertebrae at a time, like you're dropping a pearl necklace, one pearl at a time. And then once you hit that reformer with your bottom, come right back up. So our inner thighs are holding that ring together, and we're just moving through the hips and through the balls, our heels. So squeezing, press through those heels, squeezing those glutes, still kind of getting a glute workout here, activating those glutes, and then back down. Slow and steady, slow and controlled moves here, guys. Stay engaged with this exercise. Inner thighs should be on fire. Stay up there and roll down. Almost done here. Last time, let's roll all the way up. Stay up there. Squeeze that ring. Stay high in that bridge. Squeeze those glutes. Press through those heels. Relaxing that chest and pulsing those knees towards each other, okay? So little pulses in, inner thighs burning. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Stay up there, guys. See if you can follow me here. You're gonna reach your right foot out, extend it, okay? And just little pulses in towards that left leg. Totally burning, totally shaking. I'm right there with you. For 3, 2, 1. Heel down, and let's go right into the other side. Extend that left leg, point that toe, stay lifted, and just pulse towards that right side. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both heels down, and slowly roll on down and grab that ring. Whew, good job, guys. Let's come on up, and we're just gonna do a spring change. We're gonna go right back onto our backs. So for here, let's actually drop our foot bar. So foot bar all the way down. And now I'm gonna remove 2 of my springs. So I only have 1 heavy spring. So 1 red spring here, okay? So 1 heavy. And then we're gonna come down onto our backs again. So slowly roll on down. And now we're gonna get into some major core work here, okay? So we're gonna grab our ring, and we're actually gonna put our feet into it. I just wanna, really quick, lay this down on my reformer because my back gets sticky. Car. So, laying down on a reformer, going back to that, you're gonna take your ring and you're gonna place your feet inside the ring, okay? So you want both heels inside, not on the outside. So make sure it's on that soft padded part. You can go ahead and place your feet down, position yourself, kind of scoot yourself down a little from your shoulder blocks because we are going to come into flexion here. So, let's go ahead and put our hands by our side. Feet are flat right now. You're in that neutral spine, guys. Let's go ahead and find, as we bring our feet to tabletop, let's get into that posterior tilt. Bringing your pubic bone closer towards your belly button, feeling your low back meet that carriage. So when you're ready, go ahead. Nice posterior tilt. Low back is on the carriage. Abs are engaged here, okay? And then if you want to take this to the next level, hands behind your head, and we're going to come into flexion. This is too much for you. You can keep your head down. You want to make sure you're kind of pushing out on that ring just so you don't drop it here. Legs at nice 90-degree angle. Hands behind your head to support your head, but you're not pulling your neck here. From here, engage that core, and we're just going to do toe taps. Tap your toe and up. So slow and controlled movement here, guys. Try not to dome that belly. Do not lift that back from that carriage. Like I said, I'm 10 weeks out from having a baby. So I have to take these a little bit slower, and you go at your own pace, guys. If it's too much to take your toes all the way down, just bring them where you're still engaged in that core, okay? So nice toe taps. You got it, guys. Keep breathing. My breath is what's going to get me through these exercises. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more here. And the last one. Stay up there. Now I'm going to do bend and stretch. Extend my legs, bend back to tabletop. Inhale. Exhale. still engaged in that core. I'm not doming it. I'm bringing it in towards my spine. Good job, guys. Couple more here, and we're going to add rotation. Let's go for 2. And last one. Back to tabletop. Now when you extend, I'm going to go towards that left side and bring it in. Still using my breath here. Get full extension with those legs. Let's go for 2 more. Stay there, guys. Let's go ahead and extend those legs up. We're going to do straight legs, lower and left. Bringing our legs down and up. For this exercise, I feel it. I cannot bring my legs too far down. I can't keep engaged with my core. So I'm only going down as far as I'm comfortable with, and that's right there. And up. Breathe. Good job, guys. Pressing out on that. Bring, don't drop it. Keeping those legs nice and straight. Let's go for 3, 2. Almost done here. And last one. Keep those legs up, nice and extended. And now we're just gonna reach towards the outside of that ring. Still engaged in that core, using your breath. You got it, guys. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's keep going. Stay engaged. Nice, long, straight legs. Point those toes. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. And last one, bend those knees, head down, and just shake it off. Great job, guys. Just take a quick little breather here. Good. And then now, go ahead and you can just kind of put that down for now. We're going to grab our straps. Sorry, I'm like still worked up on those abs. Grabbing our straps here, okay? We're going to go ahead and put the ring in our hands now. So now we're going to do hands and straps holding our ring. The first version of that was no straps, just working with the ring between on our feet. But now we're going to grab that ring in our hands. Make sure you're grabbing that soft part of the ring really firm, and you have both straps in your hand. Wiggle your way down so you can come up into flexion, finding that neutral spine here. When you're ready, let's go into that posterior tilt, bringing our legs to tabletop, and from here we're just going to do a progression of this exercise. We're going to come up and just crunch towards that left side. Head comes up and then back down. So we're just going to switch sides, getting into those obliques here. And back down. Try to keep your legs at tabletop, not moving through the pelvis, keeping that nice and steady. Just moving through the waistline, getting into those obliques. Make sure you're getting full extension with those arms as you pull it down. Good job, guys. And we're going to add onto this one. So this next time, as we come up, extend the opposite leg of the side that you are working. So on my left side, I'm extending my right leg. I'm going to come back down and do the other side. Get full extension with that leg. Point the toe. Make it look pretty. You got it, guys. Use your breath. Inhale down. Exhale as you come up. Inhale down. Exhale as you come up. Good. So one more time on this side. And then now on this side, hold it. Now just go ahead and lower and lift that extended leg for 5, 4, hold it, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, and let's do that on the other side. Extend, holding those straps, and just lower and lifting that opposite leg, nice and steady, slow and controlled. Abs on fire for 2 and 1. Bending in, coming down. Let's do it one more time on each side. extend, hold, lower, and lift. Use your breath for 3, 2, and 1. Back down, last side, guys. Extend. For 3, 2, and 1. Bend both knees. Come on down and shake it off. Go ahead and place your feet down onto that bar and shake it off. Good. From here, let's go ahead and put our straps back. And we're going to slowly roll on up. Good job, guys. If your abs are on fire, you are right there with me. I'm right there with you. My abs are killing me, but good. Great challenge for the abs. And now we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring our foot bar up. And then let's find our box. If you're going to use your box right now, it's the best time to grab it. And we're going to do a quick spring change. For this series, I'm going to go on a light spring. So I'm going to go to a blue spring. One blue spring. If this is too light for you when we get into it, go up on a spring, okay? So I'm going to grab my box. And I'm going to place a long box up here, okay? So sitting on my box, facing towards that back wall, go ahead and grab your straps. Keep them in hand. And I'm going to grab my ring here and I'm going to place it in between my inner thighs again. So right above the knees, okay? From here, and then I'm going to choke up on my strap. So I'm not holding the strap. I'm going above that D-ring. And just because it's a lighter spring, I want more range of motion. Good. So now we have the ring in between our inner thighs. I'm activating it. I'm pushing in. Feel those inner thighs activate. Sitting tall in my sits bones, so sitting nice and tall. Reaching that crown of the head strong and long. Hands come by my side. From here, we're going to roll down. Find that C curve. Holding that carriage still with our straight arms. Find that C curve, guys. Get as low as you can to keep that carriage still. Staying engaged, squeezing that ring with the inner thigh, and then slowly rolling up back onto the sit bones. So we're just kind of warming up here. Just a slow movement down. Carriage slightly moves. Inner thighs engage. C curve. We're just rolling on that C curve of our sacrum, and then rolling back up. Use your breath. Find a spot on that wall. Inhale. And then exhale up. Good, just like so. Let's go back down. And then exhale up. Using that core to bring you and roll you back up. And it's using you to roll down. Last one, let's stay there. See if you can keep that carriage still and lift your legs to tabletop. You can do this, awesome. Stay there. I'm just going to do little toe taps down and up. Squeezing that ring. Staying in that C curve. Strong core here, guys. Bringing it in towards our spine. Reaching that crown of the head long. Pulling those shoulders out of your ears. A lot's going on here. Stay in control. For 3, 2, and last one, stay there. Legs come up, toes and heels touching, and then just little pulses in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down and roll on up. Whew. So much working right there, okay, to make those exercises come alive. So hopefully you're able to stay with me. Like I said, if that blue spring is uncomfortable, you feel like you're going to fall back, you cannot stay stabilized or in control, just move up in a heavier spring, no problem there. Good, we're almost done back here. We're just going to do a few more little exercises, get into those sides here, okay? So still choked up on those rings. Sitting up nice and tall here. We're going to roll back down, back into that C curve. Okay? Lift those legs up if you can. If you can't, keep them down. We're just going to kind of shift towards that right side, and we're just going to do little pulses up. See, it's the smallest motion, And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to close my lower rib with my hip bone. So I'm finding that small little gap and closing it. It's so tiny, but I'm really feeling that nice pinch on the side, working into those obliques. For 3, for 2, and 1. Go back to center. We're gonna slowly shift towards that left side, and same thing, just little tiny pulses. If your feet, it's too much keeping the feet up, drop them. But feel that side. A little small motion getting to those tiny fiber muscles, closing the low gap between the rib cage or the small rib bone and your hip bone. For 3, for 2, and 1. Shifting back to center. Stay there and see if you can just do little pulses forward. Forward. Bringing your knees closest towards, against your shoulders here. Feeling the core muscles working hard. Let's go for 10. Squeeze those thighs together. Activating that ring for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both heels down and come on up. Awesome job, guys. Let's go ahead. Put those rings down. Sorry, put those straps down. We are done with the box here. We're going to put our box to the side. And now we're going to do a split standing split series. So dropping your foot bar. I have a platform extender. Not every reformer has that. I get it, so no worries. Just go ahead before you get on your carriage. Always step either on your platform or your platform extender. Hopefully my head's not getting cut off here. So I'm on 1 blue spring, so that is a light spring, okay? So you do what you're in control of, but you do want to go lighter in your spring here. We're going to grab our ring. We're going to place it right where we had it before, right above the knees. Still activating those inner thighs here. So you only want to press out to where you're in still control, holding that ring in and bringing it on in. So you're not going to go as far out as we normally would doing these without the ring, because then the ring will fall out of our legs. So bringing that carriage out only as far out as you can, still holding that ring, and then bringing it all the way and squeezing it, lifting up on that pelvic floor. Okay, so remember the pelvic floor exercises? I was reading this blog about how to cue it and how to get people to engage with it, and it was just really funny, the cues that some instructors use. I've always said squeezing the tampon, but I was reading grabbing blueberries, slurping up a piece of spaghetti noodle. So whatever works for you, pushing out, lifting up, and then relaxing as it comes out. Good. Let's go for 3. Really think about squeezing as you come in. 2, and then last one, pressing out. Bring it on in, stay engaged, keeping that ring nice elongated, squeezing with those inner thighs. Hands come to prayer or hips. Try to keep that carriage still, and we're just going to do little squats down and up. Trying to keep that carriage still, inner thighs engaged. Keep that ring nice and squeezed. See if you can break it with those thighs, guys. Whatever you can do. Woo. Everything should be burning right now. Pressing through those heels. Sit back and towards those heels as if you're sitting into a chair. For 3. For 2. The last one, stay low. Squeeze that ring. Just little pulses up and down. Keep that carriage still if you can. I'm trying my hardest. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Stay there, guys. Stay in that nice squat hold and just pulsing those knees towards each other. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press through those heels and come on up. And slowly take that ring out from underneath your legs. Good, we're just gonna put that to the side, and we're just gonna finish a split series with a full extension out and in. Let's actually bring that carriage in And let's rotate our toes towards the outsides of the wall here, okay? So you're in kind of a wide second position here. Press that carriage out and bring it on in. And think about wrapping those inner thighs in towards each other as you bring it on in. So now we don't have that ring in between our thighs, so we can really press that carriage up as far as we can. But as long as we're staying engaged here, you don't feel like you can't bring that carriage back in, or if you feel like your pelvic floor just cannot handle it or control it. So go as far out as you can, but as you come in, think about really wrapping those inner thighs in towards each other like there's a magnet, and out. Good job. And in. So this is also like a nice little stretch. We just did a ton of inner thighs. Good. And in. Let's go out one more time. And bring it on in. Good job, guys. Slowly bring that carriage all the way in, and let's come on down. So now we're going to come back down onto our reformer. Our headrest can come up. Our foot bars can come up. And now I'm going to go ahead and place one more heavy spring. So I have one light and one heavy on, okay? So 2 springs. We're going to lay down onto our back, so make sure your straps are there so you can grab them. So let's go ahead, slowly rolling down onto our backs. Okay, so now that we're onto our backs, let's go ahead, keep your ring there. We're going to reach back behind us and we're going to grab our straps, and we're going to put our feet into straps. So slowly press your carriage out, placing one foot in at a time. And once you have your feet in straps and you're comfortable, go ahead and grab your ring, and now we're going to place our ankles on the outside of that ring. So now they're not on the inside, they're on the outside. Go ahead and press through, legs fully extended, arms by our side here. Go ahead, now engaging those inner thighs, pushing that ring in toward each other. It's definitely a lot harder this way, but keeping that ring engaged, inner thighs engaged, we're just gonna bend our knees and stretch. So still working into those inner thighs, bend and stretch. Try to keep that ring with tension on it, okay? Feel those inner thighs engaged the entire time. Try not to let them relax. You're not just holding that ring, you're squeezing it together with your ankles, with your inner thighs. I'm starting to shake. You are too. Good. Keep going, in and out. Let's add some pulses. So as you press out, pulse, pulse, pulse. As you bend in, pulse, pulse, pulse. So just adding those nice little pulses, but still keeping tension in the ring as we press out and bring it in. Good job, guys. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Keep it straight, and now we're going to do straight leg lower and lift. So I'm going to lift my legs. I'm keeping my tailbone heavy. It's not lifted. Keeping tension on that ring and lowering it down. So we will add those pulses, but let's just practice going up and down, still keeping those inner thighs engaged the entire time. Do not just hold that ring. Try to keep it nice and squeezed, even though it doesn't look like it. It definitely feels like it. Good. And then as we come up, let's add those pulses. As we're up, sacrum's heavy, pulse, 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 push down, pulse, pulse, pulse. Good job, guys. Stay there, slow and controlled. Stay with me. Do not focus on anything else. Stay in the game. We're almost done. Pulse, 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 and down. Let's do it one more time. And last time. Keep your legs nice and extended, and then just pulse those legs in, 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 in. Burn it out. Almost done here. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend both knees and grab that ring. Oh my goodness. If your thighs are not on fire, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Good, guys. Let's go ahead and press those legs out, and let's just go right into our leg circles. Getting full extension, full circles, as wide as you can make these. Get that nice stretch in those inner thighs. You deserve it and you need it. These feel so good after all that work. Good, make sure you get full extension out, bring the legs, getting nice circles in, and we're gonna go ahead and switch direction in 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch the direction. Same thing, just going down with the legs now. Still getting that nice stretch in those inner thighs, working in the hip flexors, finding mobility with that ball and socket. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's go into Peter Pan. So I'm going to flex my right foot. I'm going to bring it in towards the center of my body as I extend through that left leg. Keep your hips squared here. I know we naturally want to rotate towards that left side. This is where our obliques come in. Keeping our hips squared and glued to that carriage and to that top, to the ceiling. There we go. And then press through both legs, ankles meet. Same thing, other side. Bringing that left side towards the center of my body, reaching my right leg out to the side, keeping my hips squared, and then pressing through, both feet meet. So now you understand you should go at your own pace. These are super slow and controlled too, guys. I know it feels like just our legs are working, but our core and our obliques are working just as hard here to keep our body nice and stable and not rotating towards that side. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Both legs meet. And from here, guys, go ahead and drop your headrest, and we are going to finish with a nice little short spine. So listen to my cueing. There's a lot here. Heels together, toes apart, starting position. We're going to rotate our feet to parallel as we reach our legs up towards that ceiling, keeping the sacrum heavy. My butt does not lift. From there, I'm going to use my core and come all the way up to my upper thoracic spine here. I am not on my neck. I am still on my shoulders here. Rotating my heels together, toes apart, and I'm going to bend my knees in towards my chest. Once they're there, I'm going to keep my legs still in space, and I'm going to roll my bottom onto that mat, getting that nice stretch to the hamstrings here. As my bottom reaches that carriage, I'm going to bring my feet in now and then push out. So parallel feet, bringing up towards that ceiling, keeping that carriage still as I roll up towards, using my core onto my upper thoracic spine, rotating my feet out, bringing my feet in towards my chest. Now keeping my heels in space, I'm rolling my bottom down onto that carriage, one vertebrae at a time, getting that nice stretch, that low back and through the hamstrings. Once it's there, pulling my feet in towards my bottom and pressing out. Let's do it one more time. And press out. Good. So it's a lot of cueing with that short spine. If you're more my intermediate advanced, you should definitely know that exercise. So let's go ahead and just bring our feet into frog position and just letting our feet hang onto the springs and letting our straps fall onto our bodies, and just take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. And then let's slowly come out of those straps, and we'll do a quick little stretch on the reformer. Let's come on up, and I'm going to switch my springs. I'm actually just going to put one light spring. I'm taking my heavy spring off. You can do whichever you're comfortable with. We're gonna come towards the side of our carriage. I am on the left side, so I'm putting my right foot up against that shoulder block, hands onto the foot bar, left leg's on the floor, and I'm gonna press out. So I'm getting a nice little hip flexor stretch here. I'm like, can't find the words right now. So really let that right hip open here, guys, and pull your shoulders back. I don't like when I see people stretching like this, like it's just lazy. Bring those shoulders back, engage that core, keep your knee above, right over your ankle here, okay? Really feel that nice stretch. And then when you're ready, pressing out and then going into a split, lifting up that left toes, so you're on your heel, and see if you can place the toes down in that stretch. You'll get an even deeper stretch to the back of that leg. And then slowly come on up. And then let's move towards that other side. You can walk around or you can just kind of crawl back, crawl to the other side like I just did. Same thing, left heel against the shoulder block, right foot on that floor, hands on the foot bar. I'm gonna press out with my foot, opening up my hips here, really feeling that nice stretch in those hip flexors. My hip flexors are super tight, you know, after being pregnant and having a baby and breastfeeding. I'm not as flexible and limber as I was before. So I'm really trying to build that strength back and get back to where I was. Good. Remember, pulling the shoulders back, knees above that ankle, feel that stretch. And when you're ready, go ahead and press out, all the way into a split, lifting up those toes, staying there, and then see if you can put your toes back down onto the floor. So getting an even deeper stretch in that back of the leg. If you can go into a full split, God bless you. I can't. And then slowly come on up and up. All right, guys, great job. That was about, I would say about like a 35, 36 minute core and inner thigh workout using our magic circle. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did. I practiced this one a couple days ago to set for this video, and my core was killing me. I couldn't even get myself to film. I had to wait till it kind of wore off because I wanted to be fully in it with you guys. I didn't want to half-ass it because I just didn't have it in me. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to push out as many videos as I can. But like I said, I am 10 weeks postpartum with my baby and I have a toddler. So life is super, super busy. So I'm trying my best to make as many videos as I can, hopefully once a week, but we'll see. And follow my Instagram page, homebody.pilates, for whenever I can get on there too. I'd like to do some exercises that you guys can practice at home. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Bye.